Hi everyone, Jaja here. I am not a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and I doubt I ever will be with what I'm about to say in this video. Is Rise of Kingdoms worth playing in 2021? The TLDW is yes in the short term, no in the long term, especially if you are free to play a low spender. Now, is this game pay to win? Absolutely yes. Is there a place for free to play? Surprisingly yes, but only to a certain extent. Now, Rise of Kingdoms is a city building, civilization, strategy war game. In the short run, this game has a wonderful concept, beautiful artwork and design, unique open field combat, and I would dare say the best in the city building genre. I've played Lords Mobile, Clash of Clans, Infinite Kingdom, Infinite Galaxy. In my opinion, personal opinion, Rise of Kingdoms is a clear winner. With the increasing number of knockoffs in the App Store, it is clear that Rise of Kingdoms is doing something right. The warring and diplomacy aspect of this game is truly immersive in the early game where you have to play really smart as a free-to-play player to have an edge over low spenders. The scale of this game is huge and you can really feel progression when your own account hits a certain milestone and when your whole kingdom can rise above the internal fighting to uniting and fighting against other kingdoms. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the game has a place for free-to-play if and only if they know their role. I will talk more about this in another video. Game content and updates are being pushed out regularly. However, some of them have been really trash recently, and I'll talk more about that later. Now, these are all the pros, and all this is purely my opinion. Here are some of the cons that serve as fair warning to new players who potentially wants to try Rise of Kingdoms. This game is extremely pay to win. I am not here to argue about whether a mobile game should be pay to win or not. I don't care. A game has to earn money. If not, who pay for the servers? Who pay for the employees? Who pay the developers? I pay? You pay? I personally don't care because my channel's motto is outplay, not outpay. I'm just stating a fact that this game has heavy pay to win mechanics. If you don't like it, stay away. If you feel strongly about a company taking in an average of $20 million to $60 million in revenue per month and they are still being greedy, then you should stay away. If you want proof that this game is pay to win, regardless what your definition of pay to win is, whether it's pay for convenience, pay to save time, pay for progression, hiding things behind a paywall, Rise of Kingdoms fits all those definitions without a doubt. So if you violently object to pay to win mechanics, this game is not for you. Fair warning has been given. Like I mentioned earlier, this game rolls out updates and new content regularly. Normally, having new content and updates are considered a good thing. However, for this particular game, they take one step forward and they take three steps backwards. In 2020, they drastically nerfed free-to-play players with an excuse that they are combating bots. Now, they also launched a new game mode that was so extremely pay to win that even whales didn't find it fun anymore, and it resulted in many players leaving the game and leaving one-star reviews in the App Store. Even their own sponsored content creators were against that new game mode because it was simply unplayable for free-to-play players, and even the whales felt the pinch since there were no more free-to-play ends for them to squash. Now, you would think that a game that has a monthly revenue of 20 million would have an effective communication channel with the player base in 2021. Unfortunately, no. There is almost zero effective communication and they don't even listen to their own sponsored content creators. In 2021, one of the biggest whales in the game, Baba, had to launch a no spend campaign to get the developers to finally acknowledge that their recent pay to win updates were absolute trash. Now, if you are someone that's looking for an active communication channel between developer and player base, Rise of Kingdoms is not a game for you. Next, if you are someone that likes to be competitive and win events by min-maxing efficiency and min-maxing your grind, I'm sorry to tell you that 90% of the events in-game is unwinnable for you. The remaining 10% of events are either festive events that are actually decent and free-to-play friendly, or events that are recycled and gives trash rewards. So if you are the kind of person that gets extremely triggered that your hard work and dedication can just get outswiped by a visa, this game is not for you. So far, everything I said are generally facts that I can live with. Whether I like it or not is not important, but I can live with it. because the game is fun. But the next point really triggers me. For a game that prides itself in its fluid open field combat, the two game modes that showcases such combat mechanics are surprisingly poorly optimized: KvK and Ark of Osiris. In these game modes, players will be doing a lot of open field fighting and a lot of structure attacking and defending. This is literally the highlight of the game, the bread and butter of Rise of Kingdoms. However, more often than not, your input commands will have such a huge delay that you will lose control over your troops due to lag, and by the time it loads, your troops will have been walking straight into enemy lines and die. It is very tilting, especially for free-to-play players. For a game that earns 60 million by October 2019 and is grossing an average of 14 million to 20 million USD a month, this is just unacceptable. So in conclusion, is Rise of Kingdoms worth playing in 2021? I stand corrected in saying yes. If you are looking for a good city building strategy war game, this is definitely a game worth playing, but only in the short term. In the long term, the direction of Lilith and Lego is getting progressively money grabbing, and hence, if you are staying for the long term, don't spend. You are able to experience 80% of the content without spending. My advice is to create an account and play for free. Experience the game till you get the hang of the cyclical nature of the events and make all the mistakes you want and watch videos and guides to learn more about the game. That would probably take about 2 months or so. And if you like this game after 2 months, you will have gotten a hang of things and you will understand what you need to do daily for progression. It is time to Google the term jumper account and play the game properly by restarting and have an edge over other players. Alright, that's it for me. If you like this video, smash the like button, rally the subscribe button, and remember, outplay, don't outpay. Lilith, 乐狗，做游戏要有良心，连我3岁的女儿都知道。
上次也这样，可是什么都没有。
你们有钱请邓紫棋来代言，没有钱买几个服务器，怎么可能？不要这样子好吗？做一个有良心的游戏，加油！亲爱的邓紫棋女神，如果你同意我所说的话，能不能麻烦你写一首叫做《良心》的歌，随便写写就好，1564的和弦，一小节也好，然后我能不能跟你唱？拜托拜托！